Hi, Alex. So, this whole, we've kind of touched on it, but this is, how this is your home racetrack. But maybe coming here as a fan or as a driver now, what's kind of your favorite part of this weekend?
I think just the location. It's such a beautiful part of the world. This time of year in Indy is not super nice. So it's cool to go out to the west and just be in an amazing climate and have the opportunity to drive race cars in one of the coolest permanent road courses in the world. I think it's just as simple as that. It's nice weather and it's a cool track, so it just goes to the top of everyone's list. Beyond that, the fan turnout is always really good and super knowledgeable fan base as well, which is always nice for the teams and drivers and the series as well, right? Sometimes you get fans that are coming for the event, which is obviously great, but they don't necessarily know, anything about the sport or who their favorite drivers are or who they want to root for or against or whatever. And Laguna's not like that. The people that show up are diehard fans of the sport and are super passionate, and that makes it all the much more enjoyable.
And I would be remiss if I didn't ask this, but with, Java House kind of going all in on this weekend, can you touch on what was it like filming kind of the TV spots earlier this year with you,
Yeah.
Christian, and Ed?
Yeah, I mean that those very impressive actually. When it was first kind of brought up, I was like thinking it was going to be your typical kind of haha social media cell phone sort of situation, but like it was a complete production with a very skilled and professional group of people. I think each set had something like 50 people that were working on it. And the end result that you got was a really good product and something that I think introduced the Java House brand to people that otherwise wouldn't have known about it. And that's what it takes to be successful as a sponsor slash partner in this sport. Unfortunately, we're not big enough to justify a sticker on a side pod resulting in enough ROI to offset the cost of that. So the only way to actually, make it make sense from a marketing standpoint is have consumer facing brands that are willing to activate. And I think that Java House really understands that. And it sets a really good example for other brands in the sport on the way forward to make the most of their spend.
And then my final question is, your teammate Christian's, recent success on ovals has, I think he hasn't finished worse than eighth on ovals, of course, with the podium at Gateway. So how does this not only boost the confidence on ovals within the team, but going into National Milwaukee later this season, how does that kind of help your confidence?
No, it's great. I think the cards have been fantastic on the ovals really since May. And I don't think that was a surprise. You know, I um, I think Christian has really maximized the performance of the car better than I have, especially at Gateway. And so, yeah, it's really put us on a really solid path in terms of like, the development of the car and things that we know are working versus not working. And both of us are kind of on that same road, like we're driving the same car. There's no real big offsets between us. So it's a really good thing. It's something that you dream to achieve on the road and street courses as well, which is obviously something that we haven't found yet. But yes, Milwaukee and Nashville, the whole organization is super excited about. And we know we'll have good cars, so then it just becomes a matter of making sure that you get the end result come Sunday.